Hello and welcome. We are here at Public Media Network. For tonight's show, we have two special guests from Young Kings and Queens Inc. of Kalamazoo are here tonight. Please stick around. We will be right back. Hello, my name is Svetlana Stone. You're watching Spotlight in a Zoo. Thank you for being here. We are pleased to have Takesha and Marcus Johnson, founders of the Young Kings and Queens of Kalamazoo, here to discuss their mission and work in the community. Thank you for being here with us. How was your day?
It was pretty good.
It was all right.
That's wonderful. We are so thankful, Takesha and Marcus, that you were bringing your crew to help us with the previous episode show that we just finished with Mental Health Foundation of West Michigan Be Nice program. Thank you for doing that. And Takesha, I would like to start with you. Could you please tell us a little bit of who you are and how did you become involved with Young Kings and Queens?
Well, I'm Takesha Johnson, and I'm the founder of Young Kings and Queens. It came basically out of a need that I saw with my son and his friends. When they would come over to the house, they felt comfortable telling me a whole lot of stuff, and they didn't have anywhere that was just for them to go, where they felt comfortable, where they fit in. Some places were for younger kids, other places were for older kids, so we worked to fill that gap.
That's wonderful. For our viewers, why it is important to build youth program in the community we call home?
This program is important because it definitely cultivates a sense of oneness with the teenagers and their community. It teaches them who they are and why their community is important and how they themselves can build out the culture of their community, and that they are a very important part of the community because they are our future. So, yeah.
And as I understand, Queens and Kings is a volunteer-based organization.
Yes, we do.
So how does one can get involved with your organization?
We do a lot of work with volunteers. Our youth volunteer all throughout the city, and we are open to volunteers throughout the year with a lot of different opportunities. To reach us, the best way would be on our Facebook at facebook.com/YKQINC. And YKQINC is also how you can follow us on Instagram and Snapchat. Otherwise, our email address is youngkingsandqueens7@gmail.com. Our phone number is 269-599-7887. We are usually always available. And we also have a website that is in development. It's there, but it needs a little updating. And that's youngkingsandqueens.org. So, yep.
That's wonderful. Thanks for being here with us today. And we are going to take a short break to watch a short video about the blessings of hope put together by Young Kings and Queens using public media resources and education. Please enjoy the video. Stick with us. We will be right back.
The Young Kings and Queens Blessings of Hope for the Holidays event has grown tremendously over the last 3 years. It started out with the thought that many people overlook their basic needs to do for family and friends in this season, and we want to support them. Our youth have taken on this project and enjoyed the preparation, selection, and act of giving every year. We are so proud to provide them the opportunity to give to their community in a way that is fun and exciting. This year, our youth board chose to give to individuals that may not have seen a blessing coming their way. And many of the people they were able to bless expressed such gratitude for the items they received because they are often overlooked or assumed to be okay. Many were surprised, but all were blessed. Special act of kindness, our youth chose to partner with the local community who had experienced a recent fire on the property to give them totes filled with household needs. Everyone was so appreciative, and we were so happy to see the smiles on their faces. If you would like to support our organization in this annual effort or any of our other events, such as the Masquerade Ball taking place in March of 2019, our Back to School Jam taking place on the last Friday in August, or any other of our efforts, please look us up on Facebook or our website. Or you can even give us a call at 269-599-7887. We appreciate all support and always have volunteer opportunities available. Thank you.
Welcome back to Spotlight in a Zoo. For those of you who just tuned in, we are here at Public Media Network with Takisha and Marcus from the Young Kings and Queens of Kalamazoo. Thank you for being here with us. And Takisha and Marcus, we would like to learn more about the Young Kings and Queens of Kalamazoo. Marcus, I would like to start with you. What types of events are on the horizon for Young Kings and Queens in 2019?
We had the Masquerade Ball in March, the summer program, which is the Royal program, and the Back to School Jam after the completion of the Royal program. And then we had the Blessings of Hope during the holidays. Our clinics, I let my wife talk more about the clinics that we have after school and whatnot.
Right. Currently, we are within our first quarter of clinics, which include cooking, yoga, business and entrepreneurship. Of course, this production clinic, hair clinics, and self-defense. The next quarter, we may offer those exact same things unless our youth decide that there's something that we need to add. But we'll keep it quarterly, so they'll have 6 weeks to each section of the clinic. And we try to do different sections for, each quarter of the year.
Takisha, I understand you are working with Public Media Network on a youth media initiative. Could you share with us some of the projects you will be working on?
Teen View KZoo is what the name is now, but it's produced, directed, the topics are selected by teens, and it will be run by teens. The point is to give them space and opportunity to speak on current events that usually adults talk about, but they don't really ask for the opinion of teenagers. So we want them to get the opportunity to give their opinion publicly.
That's wonderful. I'm very curious about your name. young kings and queens. Who began with idea and why this name, kings and queens?
She had the name Young Kings and Queens. I had started an organization called Helping the Youth Find Their Way Foundation, and she had already penned Young Kings and Queens Inc. So the name was better, so we stuck with Young Kings and Queens.
And I picked it because the name itself draws an energy. We know that when we call a child a king, they begin to raise their behavior up. And that's what we're watching, and we love it because we tell them that there's a standard, and it has to be, because if you don't have a standard for them to meet, then they don't work towards it. But if you express to them that when I call you a young king, I expect you to act a certain way. When I call you a young queen, I expect you to behave in that manner. And they themselves defined what the royal characteristics were. So they know about the honesty, the loyalty, the respect, the responsibility. And there are 7 of them. Characteristics that they selected, that they understand that go with the name kings and queens. And so they have goals to achieve, and just calling them kings and queens brings that out in them. So.
Have you seen changes, or how your children feels when you call them kings and queens? Do you see a spark in their eyes? How they react by being called royalty, king and queen, or their posters change, or like you mentioned?
Oh yeah, immediately. You'd be surprised, if you correct them and say, "Hey, young king, I see you." They kind of, and straighten up and look. But it definitely changes their behavior. Now, this is something new to them, so it's taking a while. Behavior change takes a while, and some consistency and some work. But we see the change immediately. The parents can tell most of the time the changes that are taking place, and the individuality that they begin to own and love themselves a little bit more. So the changes are really good. Over time, they get better.
Have you heard a positive feedback from parents, and maybe you can share us with the story that was related to the names king and queen? That
Positive feedback from parents. Well, it's been a few, but the most recent one was the one that affected me the most. Was our Boston clinic. And it was a young lady that participated in the Boston clinic that had an attitude and temperament problem in school. And the other day I went to go speak with her mother and asked was they still participating in the program, et cetera. And they wanted to know that she was like, yes, and they wanted to know when we were starting back up because we had the little break between Christmas and New Year's, et cetera. And that she wanted to tell us that the Boston clinic helped her daughter out through school, because when she started back to school, she had more control over her temper and attitude, and it was the Boston clinic that had did that for her. At least that's what her daughter had told her, you know what I mean? So, that made me feel good. I actually told my wife, you know what I mean? So those are the results that, that we're trying to see from the program, so.
Have you had stories when young kings and queens were bringing their friends from school, their sisters or brother? Do they pull them to your organization after visiting you?
Yep.
Like you said, there's a very trustful environment that needs to be for each child, and obviously they trust you. Could you please share us?
They trust us a lot. That's usually where most of our program participants come from, really. We work with a few youth, and then they go and get their friends and bring them in, like, oh, you got to come try this, or you got to come try this. That's a part of what I'm really trying to create, is the experiences that draw them in, but then the information that keeps them there, so that they get the most out of these opportunities, and that they help to shape them into better people over time.
That's wonderful. Marcus, the Teen View in Kazoo seems like a real concept. What kind of topics do you think we'll talk about on the show?
Well, knowing our young adults, they're gonna be talking about everything from vaping to Trump. Hey, it's up to them. You know, hey, they got their own mind, they got their own way of thought, their point of views, and that's what I want to project on the show is their point of view, not mine. You know, so I already know they're gonna be talking. They're gonna talk about some things that some people might get mad about. However, it need to be heard because these the conversations and topics that they have. So we're gonna put that together. We're gonna make that happen for them. So, like I say, yeah, vaping, Trump, government shutdown, and some other things.
That would be very interesting to hear their voices, what they're thinking about.
Oh yeah.
I think it would be a great show. Takisha, how can any of our audience get involved with Young Kings and Queens?
Same. You can just hit our Facebook page. You can call me. I really am very responsive when it comes down to people reaching out. Because our masquerade ball is so close in time, inboxing our Facebook would be the quickest way to let me know if you want to volunteer. Again, that donate button on there works, but be mindful, it takes 45 days for Facebook to pay out. So it would be more conducive if you called us so that we can make it happen faster. Search us out, YKQINC. We are everywhere. Everywhere.
That's wonderful. So this has been a great opportunity to learn about the Young Kings and Queens of Kalamazoo. I'm looking forward to watching their upcoming studio show. Stick with us. We will be right back. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I have really enjoyed this time learning about the Young Kings and Queens organization and the impact that you are having in the community. If there's anything else you would like to share with our audience, something that we have missed?
No, other than thanks for the support that we do have from the community, and we would love for more people of the community to stand up and come support us. Thank you.
Ditto. No. But yeah, we appreciate the time. We appreciate all of our supporters. We hope that you all will support us in coming out to the Masquerade Ball on the 16th. Tickets are $30 per person, $50 per couple, and it should be an amazing time with great food and great drinks. We hope to see you there.
That's wonderful. So this concludes this month's edition of Spotlight in a Zoo. If you want to know more about the Young Kings and Queens of Kalamazoo, check out this information below. And if you know someone or would like to participate in our show, please contact the Public Media Network. Thank you for being with us tonight. See you next time.